Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Nightmare Mode run. Hope you're all doing well. Today we're trying something that I have no idea if it's going to work or not. We're playing the Buccaneer, and we're going to use the new railgun weapon. Railgun, of course, is a very powerful weapon, but the downside is if you get hit, all of your damage that it gains over time resets. It's hard not to get hit with the Buccaneer because you need to kill enemies and pick up material in order to keep attacking, but if you can get ahead of the wave, you can become incredibly powerful. So I think that this is going to be a very all or nothing or feast or famine kind of strategy. I genuinely don't know if it's going to be easy or difficult, so I'm always curious when we have a run where I'm not 100% sure if it's going to work. So we're going to jump in and see what happens. So I want to save materials here. When we kill two enemies at once, of course, we want to make sure that we are saving the materials so that we can fire again. And we actually made really good income on the first wave, so far so good. I could take 5 harvesting, I could take ranged damage, but of course with railgun you don't really want to buy ranged damage, you want to typically buy attack speed and dodge. With the Buccaneer, attack speed is less powerful, though we can still buy attack speed to increase the base speed of our weapon attacks. I think I'll just take the 5 harvesting here. A lock bag, and then I'm going to just ban the rat. I think we're much more likely to just use railguns as our weapon. We'll ban corrupted shard because we're here on crash zone, and then we'll roll again. We'll buy a railgun. This weapon has inherent piercing, so I don't usually want sharp bullet on it, so we're going to go ahead and ban that, and then we'll buy a railgun, lock a lumberjack shirt, and roll. One of the downsides of railgun is that it has a medium price point, and it's a gun, so it can be hard to find, and also it has a second weapon tag, so it can be hard to find enough copies of railgun. So finding 4 isn't bad. We also got a little unlucky on our material drop earlier in this wave, and right there as well. But we're still making pretty solid income. 54 is pretty good in this spot. Gummy Berserker, it can be okay on railguns because attack speed and range is pretty powerful, but because we're the Buccaneer, I think we're more likely to have to take the occasional hit, so I am just going to go ahead and ban it here, and then I will re-roll. Really looking for dodge and not finding it, but I'll roll again, and I'll take 5 harvesting, and then I guess I'll just pick up the 1 armor, because I don't want to have to spend too much more re-rolling. We need to find more railguns. Let's roll, and we'll lock a railgun here, and then I'll take bag as well, because we've got the weapon locked, so I could save my money to try to buy more guns next wave, but hopefully we can still find 2. Might as well buy the item that has a chance of giving us a big boost of materials. So the reason that I think this is going to be a fairly tough run in general is that railgun really wants you to take, or could be a tough run. I think there's a chance it's tough and a chance it's extremely easy. Railgun really wants you to take no hits throughout the wave because the damage of the weapon increases the longer you go without taking any damage yourself. I'm going to take dodge here over harvesting. We want to start building dodge both to keep our railgun bonus, and also, of course, to increase its damage. We'll buy lumberjack shirt, ban turret, and then roll, and we'll buy another railgun, and perfect, we've managed to get our full heavy weapon tag online. That's a pretty big deal, because it's going to multiply the value of our damage output significantly. But as I was saying, it can be hard not to take hits when you are playing the Buccaneer, because your weapons don't attack unless you have picked up materials, which means you need to have already killed something in order to start attacking pretty regularly, usually. And so that can be pretty challenging because you will often, especially if you don't have increased enemy spawns, end up with points in the wave where you just don't have attacks ready, and it can be really hard not to tank hits when that happens. I'm going to re-roll here. I can take 2 armor, but I'm really looking for dodge. I might take 10% attack speed as well. Yes, at minus 100%. And so negative attack speed has some weird interactions where buying attack speed when it's negative, thanks to some animation bugs, often is less effective than buying it when it's positive, even though you would think it would be the other way around. I think I'm going to roll here because I really do want more dodge, but we'll take 8 harvesting, and then I will pick up the one ranged damage. Of course, we would much prefer to build dodge with this weapon. It's way more efficient to buy dodge because you buy it in much greater amounts, and it also gives you dodge. But I'm starting to feel like my per hit damage is pretty low, and you really need to increase that when you're playing the Buccaneer. Alien Tongue is okay on the Buccaneer. It's not super strong for picking up materials in general, but you do need to often pick up dangerous materials on this character, so I will usually buy pickup radius. We would much prefer to get material pickup like Baby Gecko. I'm gonna lock this railgun, of course. We'll buy the plant. I think we're likely to build regen on the Buccaneer. When you have taken hits, and especially with railguns and stuff, you often are running away, and you are therefore frequently not attacking when you need healing. So typically on this character, I think you should use regen over lifesteal, even though you get very quick attacks. Wow, we're getting so unlucky on material drops. Of course, the Buccaneer has minus 50% material drops, but they're worth double. So it should, in theory, even out to the same amount, but if you're getting really unlucky in a given wave, you can end up making way more, way less, or, of course, if you do get lucky, you can make way more, but typically it's going to be close to the average, but some waves will be obviously aberrant because that's how statistics work. I'm gonna pick up the 6 movement speed here. It's just a level 2 upgrade, and then we'll buy the coupon. We'll take the railgun. We will pick up another railgun and a tree, and then we'll lock a railgun here. Now, normally I like range on this weapon pretty well because making sure that you don't tank hits is very important on railgun, and range actually does help you to do that. If your goal is to take 0 hits in a wave, range can be helpful. But I think we're just going to ban it here because it's going to be hard not to take hits, so I'd rather just build armor, dodge, and traditional regeneration, and we'll use the high damage of this weapon based on dodge to keep ourselves alive. Even though we have a weapon locked, I will do 1 reroll here for 5, because I'd like to lock something else, and Peaceful Bee is damage positive on the railgun, so we're pretty happy to pick that up. You can see here that the summons can be pretty dangerous to the Buccaneer, because you won't always necessarily have an attack off cooldown in order to hit them as they spawn. We did tank a hit there, which of course reset my railgun damage boost. There's a loot alien. I need to get close to it, but I need to get some attacks in order to take it down. So it's nice that it ran over into that big group of enemies because we needed to use their bonus attacks in order to actually have attacks to finish it off. There, I wasn't able to pick up enough materials to get the second loot alien. I will take the goblet. This is a fairly powerful item. Cute Monkey, I think we're just going to recycle. I don't want to lose ranged damage right now, and although it is a great healing item, we pick up half as many materials as a normal character. We'll take the HP here, and then finally we got offered dodge. Usually you can't move for dodge. The game just likes to give you dodge because it's a stat you often can't buy. But, of course, when you want it, it's nowhere to be seen. I'll roll again here. We'll buy a plant again, and then I will re-roll. We will upgrade our railgun, which is great. I will buy a duct tape, just getting some armor here. I don't need saltwater or pile of books, I don't think, so I'm going to roll. We'll buy coupon and fertilizer, and then I'll lock a railgun level and a mushroom as well. So, of course, we're going to spend our level 10 level up on dodge, which means if I want adequate armor, I need to prioritize armor fairly heavily up until that point. I also, since on a normal character, you'd spend that on the armor. Tanked a hit there from the enhanced spitter. I am starting to really struggle to clear these waves. Without increased enemy spawns, we are not able to get enough enemy kills and enough materials on the ground to make it easy to have attack resets. And so we're kind of running out of attacks and tanking hits. Fortunately, because we have built some dodge. We're not terribly reliant yet on the actual damage bonus from the railguns. And we're going to roll here and roll again. And we'll take 9 dodge, because that, of course, increases our damage as well. I'll buy a railgun level up. We'll buy a mushroom. Pearl, I don't want to take when it doesn't do anything yet. Mutation, we're going to pass on as well. I will buy a railgun level. Glass cannon, I think a little too dangerous when we only have 2 armor. So we'll roll past that. We will buy a railgun here, and then we're very happy to pick up Baby Gecko. This will let you consistently get attack resets, because when you kill an enemy, it's going to pull the material in, and so you don't have to put yourself in dangerous spots in order to get the attack resets. I'll also take a Broken Mouth. Fixing our HP is something that we desperately need to do. Wave 8 is very dangerous for this character, because as you can see, there are not that many enemies, so we just don't have a lot of attack resets available. The downside of increased pickup radius is it does make it harder to deliberately leave materials on the ground for when we need a reset, and so there is a downside to doing that as well. I also need to be careful not to kill that curse alien. So I'm going to try to stay down near the bottom half of the wave and not attack the curse alien. Since we're on Crash Zone, I typically do not like getting curse on this map. Hard to get enough of it to reliably get cursed items, and the enemies, mostly... Oh, no, I did kill it. No! Well, I was talking about that. But I thought it was over on the top left. I just didn't see it until it was too late, so... Whoops. I'll just take 8% damage here, and then we'll pick up Broken Mouth, Beanie, and Helmet, and then we'll roll. I'll definitely take the small magazine. This is a way to get attack speed that also increases our damage. We'll buy Scar, small magazine, and lock these 2 items. I'm also going to do a reroll here. Loot Worm does give you the resets with Buccaneer. It also makes it harder to leave materials on the ground on purpose, but I still think it's usually worth picking up for this character. Alright, game, you gotta give me some material drops, otherwise we're gonna be in a lot of trouble here. Increased enemy spawns are so important for this character, because just more enemies means more attack resets. You're way better at clearing the wave if there's more enemies on the field. And you can see that, you know, we're still having the occasional problem, but Wave 9, because there's so many enemies, so there's always stuff to grab and get a reset, is way easier than Wave 8 was. Need to keep some materials on the ground, and we'll do some resets to make sure we're killing the goobers here. Get those goober kills. And we made good money this wave. I will take the bat. We might want lifesteal at some point. I'll recycle Terrified Onion. We have positive move speed. I'm going to re-roll this. We could take the lifesteal or the luck, but I think we can do better. And I will take 3 regen. Here, I'll take 6 dodge, and then we'll take 3 armor. That's fairly perfect. We want to get to 60 dodge as soon as possible, of course, and I'd like to get a reasonable amount of armor as well. I'm going to buy this whole shop, because we get to reroll afterwards. I'll take a duct tape. So you do get increased crit damage as you level railguns, so it ends up being okay to buy crit chance on this weapon, especially once you've found some weapon levels. Goldfish, I will buy here. I think it's likely to be bad, because goldfish is usually not a great item to buy. You'll often reroll and then just still not get anything good, but it's so much fun that I am gonna get suckered by it as usual. I'll pick up the railgun, I'll buy the whetstone, I'm gonna pass on the mirror here, and then I will take a little muscly dude, because I need to increase my HP. Roll one more time to see if I can get a railgun level, mostly, but just anything that we can lock that would be powerful here. And we'll take a spicy sauce as well. My max HP is still definitely lower than I would like, because again, it can be fairly hard for this character not to tank hits. Wave 11, I think, is going to be something of a challenge, because the rib cages are going to absorb a lot of damage from our railguns without dying, and so we won't get resets off of those. And then there's also the enhanced spitters, which will hide behind them, and if we don't have attack resets, we won't be able to kill the spitters. So I am fairly concerned about next wave. Getting a little more max HP will definitely make us safer, so happy we've got that. Oh, I really want to get this loot alien kill. Okay, I ran into the middle of the enemies there, knowing that we would take some hits, but it's okay to reset our attack cooldown a bit. We'll take the alien tongue. I'll definitely take the adrenaline. That's perfect. And then here we need to take 9 more dodge, going up to 42 dodge. We'll buy Muscly Dude, Spicy Sauce, and Tree, and then we'll roll. I have 7 regen and 4 lifesteal. Do I want the Weird Ghost? The Weird Ghost, of course, is very efficient HP, but this is not great healing. We do have an adrenaline, but obviously you don't want to rely on that. And we have a goblet. I think we can afford to buy the Weird Ghost here. I will buy the Bone Dice. I think it's early enough in the run that we can still benefit from Bone Dice. Metal Detector I don't love on Nightmare mode, so I'm going to pass on it. We'll buy a Shady Potion, and then we'll roll again. Lock a Metal Plate. Fruit Basket can be okay as well. We'll lock that, I think. And I guess I need the Campfire. Actually, maybe I don't want to just reduce my regen with Fruit Basket and have to spend money on Campfire as well. I could just buy Metal Plate out of this wave. This shop is really interesting, actually. I feel like you could buy any of these 4 items. I mean, you're always buying the Metal Plate, but any of the other 3 items I think you could buy or pass on. I think I'm going to pass because I feel like there's more stuff we need, and we'll lock this railgun. So you can see there, it was a little dangerous while we were waiting for attack resets. I need to go get one here. The double spitter spawn there without any increased enemy spawns too. Definitely a little scary. That can happen, but very dangerous when it does. Finally got enough enemies to spawn that we're actually able to get a reasonable number of attack resets. And so we're now able to do a lot better. The Loot Worm giving me resets when we don't have to be on top of the materials is pretty helpful. We'll recycle Cog, we'll take the helmet. We'll re-roll here. I can take 3 ranged damage. Of course, that is still a real damage scaling option. It's not as good as if this was a level 3 dodge, but we do get 80% range damage scaling going up at level 1, going up to 90 and then 100 at level 4. But I think what I'm going to do is just take the regen here. I just want a reasonable amount of regeneration. I'll take 9 max HP. That puts me at a much more feasible HP total. We'll buy the injection here, ban the charcoal, and then do a reroll. I'll buy Vigilante Ring, and I'll buy Insanity, and then do a reroll here, and we'll lock some railguns, and we'll lock the plant. Alright, so I need to be fairly careful this wave. We want to shoot the elite, but I need to wait for a few more enemies to spawn so we can get attack resets to attack the elite without sinking all of our attacks into it, such that we're not actually killing anything else and getting attack resets. And again, not having increased enemy spawns is really hurting us here, because that would make this wave significantly smoother. Just having more things to get attacks off of. Trying to line up the elite with all the other enemies so we can use our piercing shots from the railgun to clear enemies, pick up materials, and still be able to shoot the elite. Okay, and we got it. Had to tank a lot of hits there, but this is why we've been building defensively, because we knew that, unlike a classic railgun build, this one is going to take hits. Increased materials dropped, even though it costs us damage and completely destroys my move speed. Extra materials dropped is the best possible stat for this character. I could take 3 regen here. I think I need to roll, though. I need move speed, I need dodge, so we'll take 6 dodge. We will upgrade our railgun again, and buy Shady Potion and Plant. I'll take more luck. I will lock a penguin, and then I will re-roll. We'll definitely take mouse, so increased enemy spawns, and of course the Gobbler's Hat are incredible. I still need more dodge, and I need to fix my move speed, because otherwise we won't have the damage to kill these enemies. But Gobbler's Hat is by far the best item that you can find for this character. Increasing the material drops means that you're just always going to have attack cooldowns ready. So, literal perfect item to get from the elite there. It is funny that we have a point of curse, because I killed the curse alien as I was talking about how much I wanted to avoid getting cursed. But these are the things that happen. Walked into that attack, but we got a lucky dodge. And you can see how much money we're making this wave. 1,000 materials, just a ridiculous amount. I'll take the small fish here, rip and tear, I'll recycle. I'm going to fix my move speed, that's perfect. And then here I'm going to roll for dodge again, and keep rolling, and roll again. Come on, game. You can do it. There we go, 9 dodge. I'll roll here as well, and we'll take 6 dodge, going up to 53. We'll buy railgun, mouse, and penguin, and then re-roll. I don't want the acid. I have plenty of max HP at this point, and I don't want to reduce my dodge at all. Crystal can be okay for the Buccaneer. It's a lot of attack speed, and of course it is synergistic with railguns. You don't want to take hits with this weapon, and Crystal also wants you to not take hits. So I think I am going to buy those items, and then sadly we have to roll past the Pocket Factory, because we're on Nightmare mode. Another Bone Dice. Wow, what a bad Bone Dice we've had so far. 7-to-4 ratio, that is truly horrific. That's one of the worst Bone Dice I've ever seen. Anyways, I think we're rolling past it. I'll take the Triangle of Power. I'll take the Black Belt here. Small Fish does get better in multiples, and losing attack speed is less of a penalty to this character, so I will buy the second Small Fish. Running into a bunch of enemies here. Definitely messed up my movement quite a lot this wave. This elite should be pretty free though, because it summons a lot of units. And then of course we can use those for attack resets, because it's going to be summoning a little horde of units. We'll be picking up materials and then getting our attack resets to kill the elite. You can even with that elite leave it alive and basically turn it into a farming wave, an extra horde wave. I don't like to do that, especially on Nightmare mode, especially on wave 14, where the extra enemy spawns can be really dangerous, because they can allow a lot of goobers to spawn. But it is an option if you're feeling exceptionally confident. I already have some curse, so I guess I will kill the second curse alien, and we made 1,400 materials. Yeah, we'll take a ricochet, that's just fun. I will take the Schmoop. I need some more healing. Losing a range damage, not as big a deal for this character. I'll take 20 luck here, and then I'm going to take 4 more regeneration. We'll buy Triangle and Black Belt and roll. I will... At this point, I think I can still buy the baby squid. Wisdom can kind of offset taking damage, because of course normally railgun expects you to gain damage over the course of the wave, but if we tank a hit it resets. But wisdom can kind of offset that by giving us damage that continues to grow regardless of whether we take a hit. Capping my move speed at 0 I don't love, but I think it's fine. We'll take the shackles here, and then I'll roll. I will buy Coupon and Warrior Helmet, and I'll take Pile of Books just to get a unique out of the pool. At this point, we're strong enough. We can start really building very powerful items, and we'll take a Lemonade here and go to wave 15. Ricochet is both very fun and also actually quite strong. It does hurt the pierce on this weapon, but it also obviously gives us effectively an extra attack with every single shot we fire, which means we're gonna both get more enemy kills and do more damage overall, but also leave a lot of materials on the ground that we can run to get attack resets, because we're now killing enemies all over the map and in more randomized locations, and the more spread out the materials we drop are, the easier it is to get consistent resets, because we'll always be able to run to a new kind of untapped area of materials. We'll take the bait here. I'll take a goldfish. That's just fun. I'll roll and roll again. I'm still looking for dodge, but I guess I'll just take 8% damage. Here I'll take 12 dodge. That's perfect. I'll buy a railgun. I'll buy Beanie because we're now under speed cap. Wave 16 is pretty dangerous. We'll get a lot of projectiles, so I'm not going to buy the Peacock. We actually can buy Coil. We get 7% damage off this, and that's fine. We will not pay any attention to whether we're buying or not buying knockback for the rest of the run, but buying Coil just for the 7% damage is a totally reasonable boost there. I will take the bandana. We don't really need Ricochet and Pierce and extra Pierce, but it's also just fun attacking more enemies at once. And then we'll do some rerolls. We'll take the Cursed Alien Tongue, and then we'll go to wave 16. We did get the one Lamprey got buffed there. But of course, one advantage we have with Ricochet on this wave is it's a lot easier to kill the buffing aliens. We're also going to clear the flies as they spawn pretty easily, because our attacks will just bounce to them, which means that the projectile groupings will be less concentrated, so it'll be a little easier to dodge them. We might struggle a bit at the end of wave 16, but when a bunch of flies spawn at once. But the early part of the wave was very easy because we were killing the flies so far away from us. And then, of course, the end of the wave was still very easy as well. We'll recycle the book. We'll take 2 armor. I will take, I think, just 6 more dodge, just increasing my per shot damage. I will re-roll here. So Ball and Chain, actually, I should have bought the Ball and Chain, because Ball and Chain, the reset on Buccaneer ignores the minimum fire rate for Ball and Chain, so it's actually a very powerful weapon or item for this character. I'm going to recycle the level 1 railgun. We'll buy the level 3. We'll buy Dangerous Bunny. I am going to buy a little more max HP and then do a re-roll, buy a tree. We'll buy Small Fish, because now we've got a bunch of them, and these do, again, get better in multiples. We'll buy Warrior Helmet. I'll buy Saltwater, get a unique out of the pool. And then we actually just get to buy Jelly basically for free here, because it gives us a 36 discount immediately. And then also means that our next reroll is only 36, so it's an additional discount there. Now, as it happens, we're just going to buy Retromation's hoodie, because now suddenly we just have ridiculous attack speed. Incredible find there. I'll take the glass cannon as well. We do need more % damage, and I don't need to buy the alien tongue at full health. Full price, excuse me. So obviously colored somewhat by finding Gobbler's Hat, but I do think that we can say that this run does work, and works pretty well. It would certainly have been harder without the Gobbler's Hat in the last couple waves. Wave 16 might have been a lot more difficult, because you do end up in a situation where you are dropping fewer materials. Because as the wave goes on, a lower and lower percentage of enemies that you kill drop materials. But with the Gobbler's Hat, we were always getting resets, and even without it, I think that this is a high enough damage setup that you should be able to get a win with this approach. Sure, we'll take a fruit basket. I'll take the claw tree. More crit chance is fine. I'll recycle. No, I'll just take the fried rice. Get another unique out of the pool. I'll take 20 attack speed here and 4 lifesteal. Just buying the level 4 upgrades is fine. We're gonna buy Peaceful Bee, Glass Cannon. We'll buy Railgun, and we'll buy Blood Leech as well. And now our healing is actually very strong. Gonna do some more rerolls. Hunting Trophy, I don't think will pay for itself before the end of the run with only 20% crit chance. It's just 23% on all our weapons. So I'm going to roll past the Hunting Trophy. I guess I'll sell and buy a level 3 Railgun. I don't love doing this because it's very inefficient, but it still makes our weapons more powerful. And then we'll do a reroll here. I'll buy the Cursed Alien Eyes just because it's cursed. And then we will go to Wave 18. Ricochet also actually quite nice here because it means that we're able to just DPS the elite down, but get kills and thus resets elsewhere on the map. So it's interesting with Loot Worm. The correct way to play around Loot Worm is to fully ignore it completely, almost all the time. But sometimes you do want to kill trees, even though the Loot Worm is going to go get the tree, because it always prioritizes getting trees over picking up materials. And you want it to pick up materials because every material it picks up is a 10% increase in value. So if it's easy for you to kill the tree, you should always prioritize doing that so that the Loot Worm spends less time killing trees and more time grabbing materials for you. I'll take the Octopus. We didn't take the Hunting Trophy anyways, so yes, this lowers my damage, but this is all stats we want. We're level 30, so I'm going to roll for dodge here. And I'll roll one more time. Okay, I missed a bunch. One more reroll, and we'll take 12 dodge. Dodge, because we get 12 of it, increases our damage more than range damage would. And then we'll take the lifesteal here. I'll buy Candy Bag in the hopes that we get an extra elite. And then we will reroll. We'll take a Lost Duck. Reroll here. Buy a tree. Reroll. Buy a Lost Duck. I could buy Mirror as well. Don't think I need that. I will take Clockwork Wasp and fix my move speed a bit. Roll again, and alright, I will now take the Ball and Chain, because I remembered to do that. Feather, kind of a key item for this weapon, because it gives you dodge, which gives you damage, and range damage, which gives you damage, so Feather is super efficient. I'll buy a Scared Sausage here just for fun. This one goes out to all the people who just love Scared Sausage and buy it on every character, regardless of whether it's good. We're doing exactly that for you guys. Getting these constant resets. I will say, you don't want too many items like this, because it could get a little out of hand, but Candy Bag, I think, is by far my favorite item addition that has been made recently. Just such a cool item, so much fun every time. Seeing what stats you get is always exciting. I'll recycle the bag. Sure, we'll take Sif's Relic, that's automatic resets. Take 12 more dodge, we'll buy... I guess I'll take the 12 speed, just get back up to 0. I will re-roll past this. We'll take the mouse, roll again. I'm going to recycle the level 3 railgun and buy the level 4 just so we have a pleasing maxed out weapon set. And then don't really need defensive stats. I just want to buy offense to kill the enemies as fast as possible. We'll buy some crit here and we'll keep re-rolling, buy the poisonous tonic, roll again, buy a tree, and I guess I'll take metal, because while it reduces my crit chance, it increases percent damage and stuff. Alright, and then let's go to the boss wave and see how fast we can kill the bosses. A little slower this wave, of course, because it can be tough to... We don't get resets until enemies spawn, and they don't start spawning immediately on the boss wave, or at least not enough of them. But there we go. We obliterated the bosses, and that was a really fun run. So, obviously, finding the Gobbler's Hat was ridiculous. It's just a super, super powerful item, and it let us cruise on this character, let us cruise to victory, both economically and by massively improving our damage. So this is the biggest find, but overall, I found this a pretty solid way to play the Buccaneer. I think if you are looking to get a win with this character, Icicle is probably still easier overall, but Railgun seemed to do a very good job. This ends up being a very high damage weapon and lets you buy a defensive stat in order to increase its offense, which is certainly easier to play in general because you'll just have a bunch of defensive stats for free. We got 480 materials off of bag. We got 1,400 off of coupons. Incredible. 117 healing from the goblet. We got only 100 materials from the loot worm. So we were actually picking up most of the materials this run. That's because I built alien tongues. And pickup radius makes the materials go to your character. Material pull-in, like Baby Gecko, makes it go to the loot worm. So loot worm and pickup radius are kind of anti-synergistic. We actually got 10 whole healing off the adrenaline, but of course that was for the dodge mostly. Bone dice, okay, it made up the difference a little bit. It's still a 3-to-1 ratio on what should be a 5-to-1, so still a very bad ratio. But 21 damage for one item is still fine, and if you gave me an item that said plus 21 damage minus 7 health on it, I would push that button every time. So it's still a pretty good item here. The double mouse was very helpful. We got 10 regen off baby squid, so we ended up at 40 regeneration. We had 14 extra fruits from the fruit basket, and of course 16 stats from the candy bag, though I don't think we got any armor or dodge. Alright, my friends, I hope that you enjoyed this run with the Buccaneer. I was very curious to see if this would work, and the answer, at least in this run, was a resounding yes, so that's great. As always, of course, if you've enjoyed the video, then feel free to leave a comment and hit like. Helps me out with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.